It is November 8th, 2024, and I shot my buck and recovered my buck last night, and just finished butchering him up today. And so I am sitting just with a camera. I do have a doe tag, but I'm pretty set for meat at this point, so I'm just out here with a video camera. But I also brought a decoy out. So, the plot we're on is oats, but it was a dry fall here, and it's not doing amazing. It's starting to come around a little bit. There might be a little bit of brassica in here, but not much to speak of. But just up on the higher ground, within a couple hundred yards, is a decent brassica plot. And so my guess is, as far as feeding movement, they're going to be coming from the higher ground and then into here and transitioning into the brassica plot. But with it being the rut, a buck could come from just about anywhere and could care less necessarily about the food. He's looking for the ladies. Last night's hunt, I saw 4 or 5 different bucks, and 3 of them were at least 3.5 years old. I think the one I shot was 5.5, so, which very grateful on that. But anyway, we got the decoy out, and I do have a little bit of white clipped on one of its ears and on its tail, and I have it as a half rack buck. But the reason behind a little white plastic on that is, so we can see a little bit movement and catch a deer's eye a little bit better. But I'm not gonna sit till dark. I'm gonna be cooking or working on supper here in a little bit. So one of the benefits of being tagged out is I can help a little bit more around camp when it comes to meal prep and other things. But anyway, it feels good to be out here, and I hope to see a few deer. So I'll show you the decoy, and then it's time to be quiet. There's the decoy, and again, got a little white clipped on his ears. Oh, there's the deer. Well, that was kind of cool. As I was setting up my intro, the doe and fawn came in, and they paid attention to the decoy. I hear a deer snorting. But anyway, and they did snort some, but there was a commotion back in the woods, and I don't know if it was that buck, but there was commotion, and that got the deer really alert. So then they snorted, but then went back to eating, but they drifted off. But then that buck, and I heard him grunt before he popped out the first time. And then after he ran off, I grunted a few times, and he actually popped out farther down in the field, but he still wasn't a fan of the decoy. But it was a fun experience. I'm sure I would have seen him without the decoy because the doe and fawn were in the field. But I would say, decoying can be exciting, but it can be a tool, but it can also be detrimental. And so there are going to be times when, it doesn't work out, and that's part of hunting. But, he didn't catch my wind. The wind is off in this direction, and he was over here. So that wasn't an issue, and he didn't see me. But anyway, fun experience, and we got a little more time to sit, so maybe we'll see some other deer. But either way, I call tonight, an interesting experience. could just be frustrated he hasn't pumped a